If you're looking for a safe way to earn mailbox money, and by that I mean money that comes into your mailbox month after month without you doing any work, then you're going to love what I'm about to show you. Today, you're going to learn a strategy to safely and quickly grow your savings and or your retirement account by investing in a little known real estate niche that can best be described as the best kept secret in real estate. I know that this will sound strange, but the best kept secret in real estate is don't invest in real estate. Yeah, really, that's the best kept secret. I'm going to go as far as to say that if you're not a professional investor, you probably shouldn't invest at all. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that you should stuff your savings into a mattress or something, but I am saying that to safely and quickly grow your savings, you should not invest your money because investing is very risky. You've no doubt heard or read the investment disclaimers like this one. Investing involves a high degree of risk. The investments and services offered by us may not be suitable for all investors. Well, guess what? That's what's on the Charles Schwab website. Is your retirement money with Charles Schwab? Is your savings with Charles Schwab? What are they trying to tell you? Okay. How about this one? Investing involves an inherent risk. Our firm does not provide any guaranteed return on any investments made. That's at the Fidelity Investment website. They're literally telling you, hey, there's no guarantees. How about this one? There's no guarantee that any investment strategy or approach will be successful or achieve any particular level of results. All investment products involve risk of principal loss. Principal loss. Let me break that down for you. That means you could lose all your money. And that's on the Bank of New York's Mellon's website. And by the way, that happens to be the most popular mutual fund in America. I think you guys get my message, okay? So the obvious question is this. If I don't invest my money, how can I make it work for me? Well, here's the answer. You need to think like a banker. I think we can all agree that banks are masters of money. Perhaps that's why you see the names of banks on the tops of some of the tallest and nicest buildings in town. Now, here's an interesting fact about banks. Banks don't invest. Think about it. Banks don't buy real estate. Banks don't invest in stocks or gold or silver or oil wells or mutual funds or cryptocurrency. Banks don't invest, banks lend because loan profits are not market dependent. Loan profits are contractual. Someone signs a contract that says, I will pay you back and I'll also pay you profit. Listen, I realize that you're not a bank, but I am sharing this information with you for a reason. I have identified 3 market conditions that have created an opportunity for you and me to profit like bankers. Okay? The first of these 3 conditions is recent regulatory changes in the law. Now, these changes have opened the door to a 100-year-old real estate investing submarket that very few people even know exists. So there's very little competition in this lucrative investment niche. The second of these market forces is social. There's a mindset shift taking place in our society. People are waking up to the reality that the financial strategies that worked for their parents and their grandparents don't necessarily work in today's environment. People are sick and tired of the volatility and the high risk associated with the stock market, and they realize that the pathetic interest rates paid by banks don't even keep up with inflation. And so people are actively entering the world of investing. And by far, the fastest growing investment category is real estate and the real estate subcategories that fall under real estate, things like landlording or property flipping or mortgage note investing, that kind of stuff, okay? Now, the third market force is technology and artificial intelligence, AI. Technology is driving us into an era that I call the age of collaboration. Thanks to technology, people can collaborate on projects anywhere in the country or even anywhere in the world. And we see it happening all around us. Think about this. Uber, Amazon, DoorDash. These billion-dollar companies were not built the old school way. Uber did not go out and buy 10,000 taxi cabs and hire 10,000 drivers, right? They used technology to collaborate with ordinary working people to use their vehicles to serve as people movers, right? Now, DoorDash, I like DoorDash because DoorDash is a delivery company that doesn't own a single delivery vehicle, but yet they earned $8.6 billion last year in delivery fees by collaborating with other people that own cars. You see, we've entered the age of collaboration. It's here. It doesn't matter what your job or your profession happens to be. Each of us needs to decide to get on board the collaboration train or get left behind. Although you and I are not banks, the convergence of these 3 market forces has opened a door of opportunity for us to perform a very profitable banking function, we can use our savings and our retirement account to become something called private lenders. So over the next 10 minutes or so, I'm going to show you how you can capitalize on this trend. Whether you're a busy professional, a single mom, or even a retired person, you can become a private lender and safely earn high returns while you collect passive income every month. And here's how you're going to do it. As I said a few minutes ago, the best kept secret in real estate is don't invest in real estate. And here's why. It's much smarter, much safer, and more profitable to put your money into real estate loans. We call them mortgage notes. You see, as a private lender, you're not subject to market volatility. It doesn't matter if the stock market goes up or comes down because your profits are not based on that. Your profits are contractual. You're going to literally have a contract signed by somebody that says, I will pay you back with profit. That's how your money is made. Your money is also passive. You see, this person that's paying you back every month, they're going to pay you back whether you do anything or not, because that's what they do. They're going to make payments to you every single month passively. And you don't have to deal with the property that they own. You don't have to deal with tenants or toilets or taxes or anything like that. You are literally going to be profiting from the investor's expertise. You're going to be profiting from that landlord or from that property flipper's expertise. That's how you're going to make your money. You don't have to become an expert in any real estate category, yet you will profit from all real estate categories. Your lifestyle won't be interrupted by this business. Now, once I discovered private lending, I realized that I had been sitting on the wrong side of the financial table for my entire adult life. Perhaps you're sitting on the wrong side of that table right now. And if so, I want you to know it is not your fault. Most of us have been taught about money by people that didn't have very much of it. Very few of us were mentored by millionaires. Now, over the last 10 years, I've become a self-made millionaire, and I did it by changing seats at the financial table. And you can do it too. Private lending allows anyone to sit in the banker's chair. So let me show you a couple of case studies that will illustrate how this works. Okay. One of the primary benefits of being a private lender is that we get to collaborate with professionals, professional investors. We profit from their expertise, from their labor, from their business connection, from their experience on their projects. Here's an example of a deal that I recently did. I received a phone call from an investor in Morro Bay, California. She had purchased this property at a foreclosure auction. She paid $700,000 to buy this little house. Well, here's her dilemma. She wanted to tear down the garage there on the left and build another house on that side of the property. However, she only had $200,000 left after buying that house, but she needed a total of $600,000 in order to build the new house. And so I decided I would do a deal with her. So I loaned her $400,000. She used that $400,000 to do this. She built that lovely two-story home right there where the garage used to be. Now, the reason that she built it 2 stories is because in Morro Bay, from that site, you have the view of the Pacific Ocean. As a matter of fact, from that front porch right there, you can see some of the most breathtaking sunsets imaginable. That house right there appraised, this new property appraised for $1.5 million. Just that one property. That's a far better use of that land than a garage, don't you think? So she did really well. Her and her husband did really well on this transaction. Let me show you how I did. I made $42,000 on their transaction, on their deal, by lending them $400,000. I made $42,000 in 9 months by lending them my money. Now, while they were out there dealing with the inspectors and dealing with the contractors and dealing with all the things that they had to deal with in order to do what they did, I earned $42,000 while I took 3 vacations. During that same 9 months, I took a vacation to Alaska, a vacation to Hawaii, and a vacation to Mexico. I did that while I was earning $42,000 on their labor. You see how powerful that is? Here's another one. I got a call from a couple of investors in Florida. They wanted to buy this little house right here. They needed $150,000 to do it, and they only had $100,000. So they were $50,000 short. They reached out to me and I said, I'll tell you what, I like the deal. And I knew that if I loaned them $50,000 and they didn't pay me, I get to take the house and I would own that house right there for 50 grand. So my risk was very low, right? I have hardly any risk at all. As a matter of fact, it'd be nice if they don't pay me, but they paid me. But here's what I did. I loaned them $50,000. And I said, you guys are going to need to pay me 9% interest to use my money for the next 5 years. And in 5 years, I want all my money back. And so we agreed that they would pay me $4,500 a year for 5 years in a row. So over the next 5 years, they paid me $22,500. Okay. And then they gave me back my $50,000. So that was a good deal for me. Now here's another case study. In this situation, I was the investor. Okay. The lender that held the mortgage on this little property in Georgia offered the mortgage note for sale. They wanted $47,500 to step into their shoes. The problem for me was this. At the time, I was not liquid. I didn't have $47,500 available. All of my money was out working. Now, obviously, I could have gone to a bank and borrowed $47,500, but my thinking is this. Rather than making my banker richer, why not collaborate with somebody that I know? Because after all, somebody's going to make a profit off this deal with me. So I reached out to a guy that I knew that had money in his retirement account, and he agreed to invest his retirement funds into my deal. Now, that doesn't mean he had to cancel or close down his retirement account. That's not how it works, okay? So he invested $47,000 into my deal. We agreed to do a 10-year deal, and that I would pay him $3,800 per year to use his money and clear profit to him into his retirement account. He said, good, that sounds good. He was in his 30s. He couldn't touch his retirement money until he turned 60 anyway. So for him to make $3,800 a year for the next 10 years sounded pretty good. So that's what we're doing right now. I pay him $3,800 each year to use his money. And I'm going to do that for 10 years. So over 10 years, he's going to collect a total of $38,000. Simple math, right? So at the end of 10 years, I'm going to give him back his $47,500. So his retirement account will have $85,500 in it at that time without him personally adding another dime of his own money. Is that a good deal for him? You bet it is, right? But that's just the beginning. Remember I said that as a private lender, you have to learn how to think like a banker. So what would a banker do with $3,800 that they earn every year? Of course, a banker would lend it out so that that money starts making money. You can use private lending to grow your retirement account, to grow your savings account, and you can do it quickly and you can do it safely. Now that you know this, what are you going to do? Here's my advice. Now that you understand why I say you should do what banks do, think like a banker, right? Banks don't invest, banks lend because profits are generated by a legal and binding contract that's secured by valuable real estate. And when you implement the money in motion strategy, you experience extreme wealth building. And best of all, anybody can become a private lender. Are you ready to change your financial future? Yes, I sure hope so. It's your move, guys.